Hey there, Soulshine. It's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. And today I wanted to talk to you about self-image. Um, it's been an interesting observations. Some people told me that when I got my new teeth and I to smile, that I smiled bigger. And I was really confused by that because I've seen some of the pictures of me before, and I was like, I put to a meeting and the person there was talking about a physiological change that happens when you feel like you look better. And so she was talking about like dressing in a way that is more aligned with who you are, kind of your inner style showing up on the outside. And when she said that, I went, oh, so that's what it was. When I got my teeth, so my smile was all filled in. What they were seeing was what I was feeling. I was feeling better about myself. I was feeling better about my smile. And so that came across in my smile. So I was thinking about some other things about this. Last night I went dancing, and when I started out the dance, I was thinking about, I'm going to go in there. I feel so sexy. And I was just like kind of in a conscious place of being sexy, feeling sexy, believing I'm sexy. It took a while. I had a few years ago, I really looked at the definition of sexy. I looked at a lot of my beliefs and attitudes about the word sexy because in my culture, it's a big no-no. And so I went into the dance and I was feeling all sexy. And then somebody actually told me that the way I was moving was very sexy. And I went, oh, I think I went a little too strong with that. And I backed down and went back into my shell. And the rest of the dance wasn't as fun for me. And I thought that was really interesting. So it gave me some things to ponder. We hear that guys like confident women. And sometimes we forget that as women, and it works the other way around. My favorite guys are guys that just have so much confidence in who they are. They just know they're all that in a bag of chips, and not in an arrogant way. It's this just inner core belief that they know they're worth it. They know they're good looking. They know they're incredible people. And whether or not they're what is typically physically attractive doesn't matter as much as that they know that they are, that they know that they like what they see in the mirror. And that's really important. And I've noticed that in my own life, that when I started actually believing that I was beautiful, that's not only did I start believing it, but that's when things came into my experience that allowed me to dress a little different, allowed me to match my inner beliefs with my outer expression. And that was really cool. I think about some of the most physically gorgeous women I know don't come off as attractive, and they don't attract very many guys. Why is that? It's because if you hear them talk about themselves, they don't think they're pretty. They don't think that they're worth it. They really have very bad opinions of themselves. I have another friend that by the world standards would not be considered all that in a bag of chips because she's heavier, but she knows that she's a sexy woman and she attracts guys like that. Wherever she goes, that's what happens, because she walks around knowing that she is amazing. It's not like she's flaunting it. She just knows it. And I think that's something that's important for us to realize, that we need to believe those kind of things about ourselves. We need to recognize that we are incredible beings, that we are beautiful beings, that we are intelligent, that we are smart, that we are wise. When we can truly believe those things on a core level, it shows. It shows in the light that we shine. It shows in the way that we treat each other. When you believe, I'm going to change my thought for a second. So the difference between confidence and cocky or arrogant. In my opinion, arrogant people or cocky people, what they're actually doing is trying to convince not only you, but convince themselves that they're of value, that they are what they say they are. I don't think arrogant people really, truly believe it about themselves. When a person really believes it about themselves, not only can they see it when they look at themselves, like I'm watching myself on the video and I'm thinking, dang girl, you're pretty. I see myself in the mirror and I think, you're a really pretty woman. That's really cool, especially because I grew up thinking I was not. I really didn't think that I had anything to offer. But the great thing is not only do I see that in myself, which allows more people to see it in me and allows me to believe them when they say it to me, but it also allows me to see more beauty around me. It allows me to see more beauty, not even just in other people, but in the world in general. When I can see the beauty in myself, I can see the beauty in everything and everyone. Arrogance and cockiness, they don't really see that in other people because they're truly trying to convince themselves that they are what they think they are or what they want to be. They're trying to convince you that they're all that because they don't believe it in themselves. And so they want to convince you that. And I think part of it is they want to convince you so that you'll then give them that feedback and validate what they hope is true, but they don't really believe. When you actually believe it, it just emanates from you. You don't need people to tell you you're pretty. You don't need people to tell you you're wise. You don't need people to tell you you're amazing. You don't need that feedback. It's just bonus. And when you hear it, it's like, thank you for noticing. Oh my gosh, that's so cool that you've noticed. It's a totally different attitude. So if you don't know that, I implore you to find it, to find that in yourself, to recognize how beautiful and amazing you are, to recognize how kind you are, to recognize how amazing you are. If you can see it in somebody else, it exists in you. Remember that. And it may have big results. My friend didn't mean to say out loud that he thought my moves were sexy, but it made me, a person who tends to be self-conscious, pretty self-conscious about it. And it wasn't that I had a problem with being sexy. It's that I don't want to attract the wrong kind of attention. And so that's the space I'm in right now. I want somebody to want me for me, not for my body. So it's an interesting place, but it gave me some interesting things to ponder and really to kind of take a look at that. Look at the difference between believing and not. When you have a person who the world deems physically attractive and they don't like themselves, I don't think that a lot of people are actually going to see it. When you see them in person, you're like, they're not as attractive as I thought they were, or you just see the superficial beauty and you can't see anything beyond. When a person knows that they're beautiful, whether they are what the world deems beautiful or not, doesn't matter. When they know that they are beautiful, not only do you see their physical beauty, but you see their soul shining through, and everybody's soul is incredible and beautiful and wonderful. And the more you believe that and recognize it, the more it shines through, and the more it's true. It's really true. It doesn't matter what you physically look like. If you know you are beautiful, it shines through and everybody can see that. It's been an interesting journey as I believe this. It's been interesting to, I went to a meeting last fall and the person confided in me that I intimidated them because of how gorgeous I was. And I was like, whoa, you're talking about me, right? I'm like, I know that I'm pretty, but I didn't realize that I was to the point where I could be intimidating to somebody. And I could only be intimidating to her because she didn't recognize her own gorgeous beauty. And she's a beautiful woman. She's a very beautiful woman. And had she recognized how beautiful she was, she would not have been intimidated by my beauty. And that's what I've noticed is the more I believe that I'm beautiful, I don't walk into a room and see these people that I think are just gorgeous and go, oh, dang, I wish I was that gorgeous. I just walk in and say, cool, she's pretty too. It's a very different experience. one that I hope that everybody gets to experience. So that's kind of my message for you today. Oh, and since it's Sunday, let's talk about what's been happening, what's going on. It's been interesting. I'm kind of in this space. I got friend zoned. He's been talking about friend zoning me for a while, but this time it's official, and it just feels so weird, and I'm not quite sure how to handle that. It brings up a lot of stuff for me, which is awesome because that means that I get to really see what I'm believing about myself in that realm. I have been introduced to some amazing people, made impressive networking opportunities, and realized that I just really want to hire somebody to do some of the work that I'm finding hard for myself to do. I have some things that it's like I want to make progress, but there's certain steps that are really hard for me, and I just want to hire somebody. That's an interesting place because at one point in time, especially in Utah, I would have never. My culture is a do-it-yourself kind of culture, and so that's where I would have wanted to go, is to down the do-it-yourself road. But I'm noticing more and more that I just want to hire people to do some of these kind of things, which I think is cool. It means my mindset has changed. The action mindset is a little bit harder for me, and I think part of it is clarity. But I did get some great clarity about my message, and I appreciate that, because that's been huge for me, is to actually have that clarity, get a little bit more clear of this is what I'm packaging myself as. A soul shine specialist. What does a soul shine specialist do? That's been fun to look at. This next week, I have some more opportunities to network and meet people, and it's kind of almost scary, actually, how all these things that I've been manifesting in my life, these experiences, things that I've wanted in my life, I now, I've used this analogy before, like you're on a roller coaster, and I'm at the front of the roller coaster, I'm in the front thing, and I'm just waiting for that back one, but I can see it. I can see the loops. I can see the ride, and I'm just sitting there going, okay, when's it going to go? When's it going to go? And that's the place I feel like I'm at in my life, is when is that back cart going to be released and we just zoom and go on the ride? And that's where I feel like, so I can see all these incredible opportunities. I see multiple opportunities for creating money in my life. I've had all these weird experiences with men that's actually getting me to a place where the things that I'm desiring with men are actually coming into my experience, and it's kind of weird. Really cool, but it's also kind of weird when you've been doing all kinds of healing work and belief work and everything for years. I've been in my cocoon doing all this healing, and now I'm emerging as a beautiful butterfly, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of cool, but that's where I'm at. So this next week I have tons of opportunities. I have a 3-day event. I'm going to another 3-day event this week. I'm excited for that. Oh my gosh, my headache's coming back. So I didn't get on earlier. I didn't do my live earlier today because I had a migraine, and then I had company. My son, he decided to visit me out of nowhere. That was really fun to see him, and my grandbaby that's going to come in 2 months. My daughter-in-law is so cute, pregnant. So that's kind of where we're at. Where I'm in this. I feel like I can't say it's kind of a transitional space, but it doesn't feel transitional as much as I'm just doing. I just feel like I'm in a living space. I guess this is what happens when you live as if. But it's like, to the outside world, it looks transitional. And to me, it just is like, this is where I am. This is happening. Like, all this stuff that I wanted is actually happening now. It's a different place to be. It's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for what's coming my way. So thank you so much for watching. I'm kind of sad that nobody was able to be on live, but I totally also get it. And I'm so excited. Food is on its way. I'm hungry. Anyway, remember to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. Spread your wings. Be the butterfly that you are. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and click the notification bell. If you get the little lines, then you get notices. If you don't want notices, click the bell again and the lines go off. I don't know how many people know that. And comment. I love comments. You guys know that. You guys know that I love to interact with you guys. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great, great rest of your day, and bye-bye.